The Atlantic Ocean, unforgiving and impossibly beautiful. From above, it appears calm, endless, almost empty. But nothing about it is simple. At the far eastern edge of Long Island, where the North American continent finally surrenders to the ocean, lies Montauk. Here, the Atlantic collides with the continental shelf. Cold northern currents meet warmer waters rising from the south. Nutrients surge upward from the depths, feeding life on a scale rarely seen so close to shore. To understand this place, you have to leave the ground, because the ocean refuses to be understood from land. Michael has always wanted to be here, above it all. Flight runs in his blood. His father was a pilot, so was his brother. He never earned his license, but the sky never let him go. So he flies the only way he can, with a drone. A machine that lifts him where his feet cannot, that gives him the ocean from its own perspective.
The cool thing about drones is that you can basically have the same perspective you would have if you were in an airplane. And I just love being able to look down at the land and look down at Montauk and look for fish while I was up there. And I really kind of missed that vantage point. And when I got a drone, I was able to get that without having to get a pilot's license.
Michael grew up reading Wind and Light, learning instinct the hard way. Learning that nature never yields, it only allows. From above, Montauk looks quiet, but beneath the surface, Montauk is alive. Each summer and fall, this narrow point becomes a gathering place, a crossroads, a temporary capital of the ocean. For thousands of years, life has been drawn here. Whales, birds, fish, following the patterns older than memory. This is a story of migration, of survival, of power earned through movement. Here, off Montauk, New York, the ocean reveals itself, not as wilderness, but as a living empire. The Empire of the Atlantic. As daylight spills across the surface, something stirs below. Tiny organisms and plankton bloom in nutrient-rich waters. Drawn by temperature and current, schools of baitfish arrive. Sand eels, herring, anchovies, menhaden. They come here to feed and become food. From the air, Michael watches subtle changes, shifts in color, texture, movement. Patterns that signal the start of something larger. This seasonal concentration of prey ignites one of Atlantic's greatest feeding events. From the depths, predators rise. In late spring, the first arrivals push north. Bluefish and striped bass surge along the coastlines, driving dense pods of bunker and anchovies into shallow water. It's the opening signal. Another season begins. Sleek, energetic, and fiercely social, common dolphins arrive in tightly coordinated pods. They hunt as one. Using speed and teamwork, they herd baitfish into dense, panicked balls, compressing prey until escape disappears. Each dolphin takes its turn, slicing through the chaos with precision. Clicks and whistles echo underwater, a complex language guiding the hunt. In these moments, they are not individuals. They are a single, thinking organism. Closer to shore, bottlenose dolphins patrol the shallows. Highly adaptable, they exploit tides, sandbars, and currents, sometimes using the shoreline itself to trap prey. They hunt menhaden and schooling fish. For them, Montauk is more than a feeding ground. It's a seasonal home. A massive shape breaks the surface. 40 tons of muscle and bone. The humpback whale. Each year, humpbacks travel thousands of miles from Caribbean breeding grounds to northern feeding waters like these. Montauk offers a brief but vital opportunity to replenish the energy after months of travel. They hunt cooperatively, circling baitfish, releasing curtains of bubbles, a living net. Then, in a single explosive surge, they rise with jaws wide. Each gulp can contain thousands of fish. Calves follow closely, learning the hunt. Knowledge passed down through generations. Every breach and tail slap is more than a spectacle. It's communication, practice, strength. For a few precious months, Montauk becomes their dining hall. Then, the journey south begins again. Longer, sleeker, faster. The finback whale is the second largest animal to ever live on this planet. Built for speed, they slice through the water with quiet efficiency. Capable of bursts over 20 miles an hour. Their presence is subtle. A tall dorsal fin, a smooth roll of the back, then they're gone. Here, just beyond the horizon, these giants remind us even the largest creatures can move unseen. Smaller and far more elusive, minke whales are the stealth predators of the baleen world. They dart through bait balls with agility, often feeding close to shore, sometimes within sight of land. In Montauk, they exploit moments of chaos, when dolphins, tuna, or sharks drive prey to the surface. For a brief instant, disorder becomes opportunity. Few fish inspire awe like the Atlantic bluefin tuna. Warm-blooded and immensely powerful, bluefin cross entire oceans, arriving here in pursuit of the same abundance. They strike like missiles, tearing through bait balls in explosive bursts. They feed heavily, storing energy for spawning grounds far to the south. Their presence signals one thing above all else: plenty. Smaller but relentless, false albacore rip through surface waters in frenzied packs. They push baitfish upward, where escape disappears. For seabirds watching from above, the signal is unmistakable. The feast is on. From below the chaos, spinning silhouettes erupt. Spinner sharks burst from the water, twisting mid-air as they slash through their prey, stunning fish before returning to feed below. They migrate north each summer, following warm water and bait. For a predator shaped by instinct, timing is everything. Along the sea floor, a quieter migration unfolds. Cownose rays glide in graceful formations, wings undulating as they search for shellfish buried in the sand. Their movement reshapes the seabed, a reminder that even subtle feeders leave powerful marks. Among the most unusual visitors is the ocean sunfish. Massive, slow-moving, almost otherworldly, they drift near the surface, basking in sunlight. Feeding on jellyfish, they turn low-energy prey into sustenance, an odd solution to survival in the open sea. In Montauk, they offer a glimpse into the ocean's stranger designs. Above it all, the air fills with wings. Gannets plunge like spears, terns hover and dive, gulls scream and circle. Birds are often the first visible sign of feeding below, sentinels revealing what the surface hides. They rely on predators beneath, tuna, dolphins, whales, to push prey within reach. This is not a competition. It's a cooperation without agreement, an ecosystem briefly aligned. As autumn approaches, the waters cool. One by one, the travelers depart. Whales turn south, tuna vanish offshore, dolphins thin out, the frenzy fades. But Montauk remains. Each year, these waters reset, waiting for the return of life on the move, shaped by geology, driven by currents. For Mike, this is the moment the ocean goes quiet again. He spent weeks watching this place come alive, tracking shadows beneath the surface, following movements that last only seconds, knowing that many will never be seen again. This narrow point continues to gather the ocean's great travelers, and those patient enough to witness it. The ocean offers rare glimpses into a world that usually stays hidden. A reminder that the ocean is not empty. It is not distant, and it is not separate from us. Here, at the edge of the continent, the ocean gathers. And for Mike, for anyone who has stood here and watched it unfold, nothing is ever quite the same again.